Hey guys, welcome to Commander Lounge. Today we have a Pauper deck that we're going to be doing. I only have one more Pauper deck tech to do after this one, but today's an interesting one because it's one land spy, and this is like the only way you can go kind of combo in Pauper, but it's pretty good, and you know it usually wins by like turn 4. I mean I've won with it turn 1 before, which is absolutely absurd in a Pauper build. But yeah, let's get into the deck. Of course, one land spy. Why is it called one land? You only run one land in it, and that's a forest. So yeah. When you're running one land in your deck, how you can get that forest? Well, you're gonna do land grant, and if you guys don't know what that is, it's two mana, which you don't have to worry about that. It's basically if you have no land cards in your hand, you may reveal your hand instead of paying land grant's mana cost. So instead of paying the 2, you show people at the beginning of the game. By the way, you also show them your hand, which kind of sucks for people that know this deck. But you show them it, and you search your library for a forest and put it into your hand. So that's the way you're going to be getting your forest right away. Is you pretty much got to start out with this in your starting hand to have a good start in the game. But you could also you could do it without it. You could start without a land grant, but you got to have a lot of different cantrips to probably do it. But yeah, most of the time you want to make sure you start with land grant. And if you don't have land grant, the backup is Wirewood Guardian, which is just forest cycling for 2. Which is really, like, you really don't want to take this route. You really rather just have land grant, because wasting 2 mana is huge in this deck. Like, getting rid of 2 lotus petals is not what you want to do in this deck. But sometimes you have to, I guess. So yeah, that's why he's in here. When we go into any combo deck, you need Dark Rituals. Basically, in this deck, the way you win is you have to have around 5, like at least 2 black mana, but 5 mana altogether, and then you'll play. I'll get into the way you win later, but Dark Ritual is a huge it's a huge way to win in this deck through combo. I mean, once we see all the pieces, I'll kind of explain it a little bit more. But yeah, Dark Ritual is important, so we have full play set of those guys. Then we have Cabal Ritual. Cabal Ritual is really important too, because once you hit your threshold, which is when you have 7 or more cards in your graveyard, you hit the exact amount you need to go off in this deck, which is 5 black. If you get 5 straight black mana, you can win the game with like Balustrade Spy and Songs. What is it called? Songs of the Damned, I think it's called. That's how you kind of win. But yeah, Cabal Ritual definitely, it's huge in this deck. The rituals by itself, like this deck wouldn't exist without the rituals. A lot of decks wouldn't exist. Well, a lot of combo decks wouldn't exist without the rituals. So yeah. And then next we have is the mana ramp, which Lotus Petal. When you don't hit your forest yet, maybe sometimes it's a good backup. It's also great for fixing, so you can cast your your rituals. So that's why they're in here. You gotta have full play set. And then we have Simian Spirit Guide. It is amazing in this deck. You need it because there's a way you do shenanigans, and you need to find a way to get a red mana, and Simian Spirit Guide is your guide. Once again, I'll get into it when we get near the end. So I'm gonna hold him to the side. But yeah, you need a full play set of him. You need to be careful in this deck though, because the way you win is that you deal as much damage in your graveyard. I mean, as all the creatures in your graveyard, you deal that much damage to the person's face, and you only run 24 creatures in this deck, so you have to be really careful with how you use your spirit guides and how you use your creatures in general, and what hands you keep and everything, because if you can't deal that 20 right away, you're gonna lose the game probably, unless you get some attack damage in first. So yeah, Simian Spirit Guide you need a full play set of. Just hope you don't see all of them. And then next we have Tinderwall, and Tinderwall is an amazing card. It's green for 0/3 that you pay 0. Like, I'm not even gonna read that second part, but the first part is you pay 0, sacrifice it, add 2 red to your mana pool, and you can play it like instantly, of course. But that's amazing. Like, that's like a bad Soul Ring, but paying 1 for 2 mana is absurd, and that's why it's in here, because it helps you. This goes real good with I think the card's next, but it goes really good. Yeah, not Wild Cantor. I forgot what it's called. Yeah, Manamorphose. It's real good with Manamorphose because you sack it, Manamorphose, draw a card, and do all kinds of shenanigans. So you need a full play set of these because they will help you kind of ramp up. And then we have Wild Cantor. It's not ramp, but it's the fixing you need to play your rituals. Rituals are very important. Being able to sacrifice to add a black is very important in this deck. So that's why you have a full play set of Wild Cantors. And Manamorphose, we're going into the fixing slash cantrip. Manamorphose is going to be your main way of going into like any of the black rituals. It's a fantastic card. I love the art of the card too. So you run a full play set of Manamorphose. And then Street Wrath is, it's once again, it's a creature filling up into your graveyard. It's letting you dig for your combo. It's a great card. You're always just going to pay 2 life. Never going to cast it. And you got a full play set of those too. And Gataxian Probe. Fantastic in any combo deck so you can see what's coming. You got, you don't want to go off and, you don't want to go off when someone's holding a counter spell on you. So it's a good thing. Not only does it let you dig for your combo, but it also gives you information on when to go off. So absolutely vital in this deck for it. And then we have Conjurer's Bauble. I really love this card in this deck. It's interesting because it's not only a cantrip. It doesn't only just sacrifice self just to draw a card, but there is a way where you can actually float your 5 mana, play Balustrade Spy, and then mill your whole deck. And you don't need a Songs of the Damned in your hand. I think it's called Songs of the Damned, but you can actually sacrifice this. And because it takes a card from your graveyard and puts it on the bottom of your library, because you have no library, it goes on the top and you draw it instantly. So you can just go off with Balustrade Spy and a Conjurer's Bauble out, and then after you deck yourself, you just sacrifice it to get Songs of the Damned. With that, you'll have that one black floating mana, and you'll pay it, and you just have a crap ton of mana. So yeah, Conjurer's Bauble is amazing because if you draw, like, if you're in the beginning of the game and you draw 2 of these, you can just get rid of one right away, just a cantrip, and then you can put one out for later, like hoping that you hit your mana right, and then your spy right to flip your deck, and then you can go grab your songs later. So gotta have a play set of these. I think this is my favorite card in this deck. It's so cool. And then we have Balustrade Spy. The main reason you're gonna win in this deck. If you guys don't know what he is a 4 mana 2/3 flyer. When he enters the battlefield, target player reveals cards from the top of his or her library until he or she reveals a land card. Then put those cards into the graveyard, into his or her graveyard. You play this out. You have 5 black mana. You play this out. You target yourself. You deck yourself, and then you go through shenanigans after playing Songs of the Damned. It's such a cool combo. It's so different. Like it's got that Storm feeling, but it's not Storm. It's a self-mill deck. Yeah, I just found out about that legacy deck, that Oops All Spells deck, and that's what that deck kind of came from, was this, or maybe it was vice versa, I don't know, but it's such a cool way to play, I think. So you need a full play set of him because you definitely want to hit that combo. And the only thing that sucks is that it's backup. It's not like in the Legacy version where you can you can use Undercity Trade or whatever his name is, the uncommon. But because this is Pauper, you got to go through Dimir Houseguard and just transmute for Balustrade Spy. And we only run 2 of those because there's a kid that told me I should probably run more in here, but I don't know. Usually when you're transmuting this, you're gonna be dead next turn anyway. You never get it off in time, which kind of sucks. So yeah, Dimir Houseguard is your way of getting Balustrade Spy if you're getting really unlucky. And then this is the Songs of the Damned I was talking about. This is absolutely vital, because it adds mana to what you have in your all the creatures in your graveyard. It gives you 1 black mana. It's like the ultimate ritual on this deck, and it's amazing to just deck yourself, and then with the 1 floating mana, add like 22 to like 20 some mana to your mana pool, and then you could go off through shenanigans. So you got to run a full play set of these. You can also do something in the beginning, like if you if you haven't gotten there yet and you still need mana, if you have extra songs or if you have like that Conjurer's Bauble out, you can use one as a regular ritual to kind of get your combo started, and then Conjurer's Bauble for your second one, and then go off after that. Now, after you get all that mana, how do you go off? Well, Morgue Theft's gonna help, but I'm gonna just spread this out. Yeah, because Haunting Misery is gonna be the main way you win. And that is 3 mana for a sorcery. Remove X creature cards in your graveyard from the game. Haunting Misery deals X damage to target player. So because you run, 24 creatures in this deck, let's just say you get amazing luck and you get your Blue-Shred Spy without having to use any more resources, like creature resources. So you have 23 creatures in your yard, and then you pay Songs of the Damned, so you get 23 black mana. Well, what do you do with that mana to go crazy? Okay, well first, we got 22 black mana. We don't have any red mana. So we're gonna, because this is gonna be in your graveyard, you're gonna flash it back. And this is return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. You're gonna flash back the first one and exile it to get Simian Spirit Guide. So Simian Spirit Guide is gonna be that red mana you need for the future, and I'll show you what's gonna happen in the future. So you remove him and float a red mana, and then you're gonna end up Morgue Thefting. You're gonna flash back the second one. And with that one, you're going to get Anarchist. And what Anarchist does is return target sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. And with that Simian Spirit Guide, it's going to help you cast Anarchist out. And then what you're going to grab with that is Haunting Misery. And you're going to Haunting Misery them to the face for, let's see, we got rid of 2, 3. So you're going to Haunting Misery them for 21 damage. So yeah, damage is very tight in this combo deck. And the sideboard is going to explain an alternate way to do it against pretty much anybody playing any of those new Gain Life lands in Pauper, which everybody's playing them. So yeah. So that's how the deck works. It's confusing. Let's get to the sideboard. It's going to get a little more confusing now. Okay, now, against people gaining life, which is pretty much most decks, because, like I told you, they have the new Gain Life lands from Cons, which are Pauper playable. So, Blood Celebrant is 1 for a 1/1. You pay 1 black, pay 1 life, and add one mana of any color to your mana pool. You're going to start out with the color fixing. So, I mean, once again, this all starts out the same way. You Blue-Shred Spy, you Songs of the Damned. What are you going to do with all that mana? Well, first thing is that we're going to Morgue Theft, or whatever it's called, the one that brings back target creature. You're going to use the first one for this one. Then you're going to bring it straight out. You're going to do the second one for Pit Keeper, which when Pit Keeper comes into play, if you have 4 more creatures in your graveyard, you may return one. And then what are you going to return with that? You're going to return Cavern Harpy. And then you're going to use the Blood Celebrant. Oh, I'm sorry if you guys ain't seeing this. I'm just looking at it, explaining it. But anyways, you're going to use, Pit Keeper is going to grab Cavern Harpy to your hand. You're going to play it while paying 1 life to add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. So you can fix for that blue. You're going to bring her in. And what she does is that she's a 2/1 flyer. When Cavern Harpy comes into play, return blue or black creature you control to its owner's hand. Pay 1 life, and then, return Cavern Harpy. So you're going to return Pit Keeper, and then play it again. Pit Keeper is going to grab Mnemonic Wall. Mnemonic Wall is going to grab Songs of the Damned, another one, so you can play it again, so you can have more mana. Bring back Pit Keeper, bring out Pit Keeper, grab Grey Merchant of Asphodel, dome him to the face for a good amount. What's going to happen after that? Well, if you have enough mana, you can just, pay 1 life, return this guy, and then play it back out, return Grey Merchant to your hand, play it back out. And then, with all shenanigans between Mnemonic Wall, going for Songs, and Cavern Harpy bringing back Grey Merchant to your hand over and over again, you just dome to the head for infinite damage through that. I'm sorry, that was probably a real terrible... tough explanation, but the best way to learn it is to get these cards and just start play testing, because that's how I did. And I haven't even played this deck in forever, especially the sideboard I haven't even touched in forever. So I could be a little wrong on this, but I'm pretty sure that's how the backup works. And then this was my own kind of throw-in for it. Against aggro decks, I put in Spore Frog. Taking out probably Street Wraiths or something like that. Yes, it slows down your combo, but once again, it keeps aggro from just going crazy on you, and that's probably one of your worst matchups. Is very aggressive decks, because you're already using, your life as a resource for most of your stuff. So yeah, that's why that's in there. Power Blast is against Delver because Delver's everywhere, and at least on MTGO, Mono Blue Delver's a thing, and that's why I run a full playset of Power Blast. Flaring Pain against anybody running not just Turbo Fogs, but anybody that just has that sideboard to just be able to prevent damage. I forgot what that white card's named, but there's a white card that's kind of like a fog that would need this. You need to put this in against it. So yeah, Flaring Pain's in for that. And then last but not least, against the Mirror Match and against Dredge and stuff, Relic of Progenitus. Yeah, gotta get rid of those graveyards. So yeah, that is my one land spy Pauper deck. Yeah, it's confusing. It's fun to play. It's solitaire at its best. Yeah. So yeah, just let me know what you guys think about the deck. Let me know what you guys think about just combo in general. What you guys think of combo, and like, favorite, subscribe, and yeah, just take it easy, guys. Bye.